At the beginning of the movie, we see Annette helping her little daughter, Matilda, record a video audition. She gets approved for the role. The father, whose name is Ben, is thrilled and immediately starts researching who she will be working with. He almost doesn't notice his wife. Unfortunately, such behavior from her husband is nothing new to her. Ben finds a scandalous video of the actress Alicia, Matilda's partner, but the intimate content doesn't bother him. The morning begins in chaos. Annette hurriedly gathers the crying baby. She asks where the nanny is, but Ben replies that she was unreliable and he fired her. Then he leaves for the set with his daughter, leaving Annette alone with the baby. On the film set, they are met by the assistant Ellie, who gives them a quick tour of the place. Annette has to bring her son along to the meeting. Matilda meets the actress Alicia, who will play her mother. Ben, already having studied information about her, immediately admits his admiration as a fan. Alicia responds the same way. She claims she recently read his book, although that's a lie. Alicia uses play to get to know Matilda better and make friends with her. Annette meets a former colleague, and he asks about Ben. Their conversation is interrupted by the baby, but she has nowhere to leave him. Suddenly, the man notices that Annette is wearing only one earring. She gets embarrassed, and the colleague changes the subject, and then they simply discuss each other's lives. Annette gets so angry at herself for her absent-mindedness and failures in life that she can't hold back and smashes the bathroom mirror. It hurts her to realize that all her friends and colleagues have achieved success, while she is just stuck at home taking care of children. Ben is actively chasing after Alicia. Filming is about to start, and suddenly he hears some of their colleagues watching that scandalous video. It is very different from the perfect image that the media assigned to Alicia. Ben almost orders them to turn it off immediately, shaming them. Matilda is nervous before her first shoot, but Alicia supports her at every step, which deeply impresses Ben. The father and daughter return home, where Annette is waiting with a hot dinner. But Ben disappoints her by saying they already ate on set. The wife still wants to spend time with her daughter, but Ben asks her to stop, since Matilda is very tired. Late at night, Ben speaks with admiration about Alicia, and this angers Annette. She angrily throws away the untouched dinner, but doesn't go to sleep. The woman decides to secretly check her husband's laptop and finds a search history filled with Alicia's photos. Ben is simply obsessed with this beauty, and Annette starts suspecting him of cheating. The next day, Alicia is told that her partner on set is sick and won't be present today. The actress invites Ben and Matilda over for breakfast, and Annette, as always, stays at home with the baby. Suddenly, a black crow crashes into the window, a bad omen. Meanwhile, Ben is watching a movie with Alicia and Matilda. Alicia behaves with the girl as if she were her own. When the child falls asleep, she takes a touching photo. Ben opens up to her. His wife is going through a hard period, and she's on medication. Soon, Annette receives a notification that the media is discussing a possible romance between Ben and Alicia. Her husband's infidelity, the baby's cries, all this drives her over the edge. She runs out of the house and only stops when she finds herself in silence. The birds singing calms her down a little, and she returns. At the farewell, Ben exchanges contacts with Alicia so she can send him their photo together. As soon as they return home, Annette confronts him with the news articles at the door. Ben doesn't even try to apologize, and his wife feels deeply hurt. Later, he wants to explain that Alicia spontaneously invited them over and they just agreed out of politeness, but Annette doesn't believe it. At night, when Annette once again goes to calm the baby, she takes her husband's phone without asking and reads his messages with Alicia. He thanks her for the day together and for listening to him. Annette's jealousy boils even more. Ben ignores his wife's reproaches and showers Alicia with compliments, unable to take his eyes off her acting. Alicia apologizes for the photos in the newspapers, but Ben assures her that his wife doesn't care. Meanwhile, Annette turns on loud music throughout the house and puts on red lipstick to look more like Alicia. Ben doesn't stop writing to the actress and once again sends her words of support. Matilda asks, "Who is Dad writing to?" The man lies, saying he's texting her mom. It's clear the girl is already uncomfortable with this strange connection between her father and Alicia. Before bed, Annette offers to take their daughter to the set on Monday instead of her husband, so he could rest. But Ben carefully refuses. Annette eagerly awaits the weekend because she is tired of sitting at home alone, and she hopes to spend time with her family. In the morning, Annette makes breakfast to cheerful music with her daughter, while Ben secretly texts Alicia and suggests spending the weekend together. His obsession with the actress frightens his wife, but she says nothing. At breakfast, Ben suggests that his daughter go to the park with her mom while he stays home to work on his book. Matilda asks her mom to make pancakes like Alicia does, which once again enrages poor Annette, and she accuses her husband of destroying their family. Hiding her true emotions, Annette smiles and asks Matilda to get ready for the park. In the park, Annette accidentally runs into an old friend who is also there with a stroller. The friend doesn't let Annette say a word and expresses pity that she and Ben broke up, though she and her friends are even glad, since in their opinion, Ben was a terrible man who always cheated on her. Only now, Annette hears this for the first time, tells her friend about it, and then leaves with bitterness and anger in her heart. Ben invites Alicia over and takes a second shower in one day to get ready, but when he rushes to open the front door, instead of the actress, he sees his daughter and wife, who already returned from the park. In the end, he has to cancel the invitation to Alicia, which makes him furious. That night, the man feels unwell and spends most of the time in the bathroom. In the morning, Annette announces that she will take Matilda to the set herself. She arrives at the filming location and watches Alicia's trailer from the window. At this time, the actress is texting Ben, who apologizes for not being able to come today. He asks Alicia to stay away from Annette, since his wife seems to have stopped taking her pills. Annette is invited into the camera room, where she observes the whole filming process. Alicia asks for a screenshot of her costume photo, and then sends it to Ben. While no one is watching, Annette secretly sneaks into Alicia's trailer and inspects her personal belongings. And before leaving, she finally meets the actress herself. Alicia behaves with dignity, keeping her distance. Suddenly, she asks when Ben will get better, which only strengthens Annette's suspicions, since she never told anyone about his condition. But Ben covers it up by lying, saying he told the actress's assistant about his illness. At night, when Ben falls asleep again, Annette takes his phone and realizes he has changed the password. Now, she is sure he has something to hide. The next day, Ben once again takes his daughter to the set. The man looks at Alicia with admiration, constantly sending her messages about how much he missed her. She intrigues him with a surprise and asks him to come to Matilda's trailer. The man heads there and finds a tablet with Alicia's livestream, where she appears in very provocative poses. Ben gets very aroused, but suddenly someone knocks on the door and tells him Matilda has gone missing. The girl is searched for all day across the huge filming area, and finally she's found. Ben runs from the woods in panic and sees his daughter already in her mother's arms. Annette is furious at her husband for not watching their child. He rolls his eyes, saying his wife is making a mountain out of a molehill. It hurts Annette terribly to hear such words. The family gets into the car, and Ben doesn't even hide texting the actress right in front of his wife. He continues texting at night too, promising Alicia to take her somewhere where they can be alone. At dawn, Annette wakes Matilda and quietly leaves, leaving the baby at home. When Ben wakes up, he tries to call his wife, but she doesn't answer. The man notices a note on the table, where Annette simply says she didn't want to wake him and went to the movie set. Soon the filming ends, and the mother is very proud of Matilda. In the evening, Annette prepares a wonderful dinner, dresses up beautifully, puts on earrings, and looks happy and confident. But Ben doesn't understand why she dressed up so much. Suddenly, the doorbell rings, and Annette asks him to open it. Ben never expected to see Alicia there. It turns out Annette invited her over to say goodbye. Ben is furious with his wife for not warning him about Alicia's arrival. During dinner, they discuss Matilda's acting career, and Alicia asks why the girl closed her eyes in the last scene. Matilda admits that her mother taught her to do that, advising her to think of something sad. Alicia asks what exactly the girl thought of, and she answers that she remembered the summer when her dad went away for a long business trip and her mom cried. This embarrasses everyone at the table, especially Ben. Annette suddenly says that it's time for Matilda to go to bed and insists that Alicia help put the girl down and say goodbye. In the bedroom, Alicia hugs Matilda one last time. Then the dinner continues with only the adults. Annette asks Alicia about her plans and advises her to take a vacation abroad. Everyone feels very uncomfortable. However, Annette behaves with surprising composure. Suddenly, Ben snaps, yells at his wife, and acts irrationally. Alicia, horrified, jumps up and rushes home. Ben is so angry that he confesses his affair to Annette and says he's leaving. In the car, he tries to call Alicia, but she answers only on the second try. However, on the other end of the line, Ben hears his wife's voice. Finally, he realizes that Annette renamed herself in his phone as Alicia and had been talking to him all this time, pretending to be her. She was the one who prepared the fish that poisoned him. She was the one in the trailer recording the erotic video while wearing a wig. So Alicia never actually communicated with him that way? It was all his wife. He screams at Annette, threatens to send her to an asylum, but suddenly he crashes the car and dies. And at that moment, the film ends. Thank you all for watching this video until the very end. Give this video a like. Write in the comments what you think about this film. And see you in the next videos.